today we are here to talk about keeping everything together and how do you stay focused? You know, how do you get through your day when you're a busy mom, you're a busy girl boss, you're running a business, you're running a family, you got kids to pick up, and also you're trying to, you know, work this business that has become huge in the past 7 years. So, you know, people ask all the time, so how do you handle it all? How do you handle thousands of clients? How do you handle thousands of people on your team? And the everyday, you know, messages on top of making breakfast, lunch, and dinner and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, we are real people. We have been in business together for 7 years, and I still can't believe it. Yesterday, we celebrated 7 years as friends.
We did.
And that's so exciting to me because we have changed our lives in so many ways. And with that, you know, our babies grew up. You know, they're both in school. We have babies that are exactly the same age. They're born on the exact same day. And Hillary has an older son too. I only have one daughter, but, you know, our schedules have changed throughout that time. I know when I first started, and you too, we were like on our phones working whenever we had a chance. And now that the kids are in school, our schedules have changed dramatically, and it's now a lot easier to dedicate time to working our businesses.
Yeah, especially now that the kids are back in school. I think that, you know, we felt a little crazy during the summer, but the thing is we still get it done. You know, we still find time. And yeah, you might have the kids home all day and, you know, they're coming to you, mom, you know, which is great. And that's awesome that I'm here at home, that I can stop from what I'm doing and I can actually do those things for my kids, or, you know, take a time out and go swim in the pool, whatever it is, you know, that they need. And so it kind of, you know, during the summer, I think my normal schedule, you know, was kind of adjusted or, you know, a little chaotic because of that. But we have to talk about what's the key thing that kept you, Charity, and I know same for me, kept you on track during, you know, summer and, you know, regular time.
Yeah, definitely. What has kept me on track is definitely what we talked about last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, that we really had to think of why we wanted to make this a success story. For me, you know, I was sharing at the beginning of my video, my live stream, and I'm sorry, like there's like a little edit thing on your face on my live stream. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of it. Anyway, I had to really keep at the forefront of my mind and my day that, you know what, I wanted this business so bad that I was going to do whatever I needed to do to make it work, because the thought of going back to work full time in my hair salon was not an option for me. I desperately wanted to have more in my life, be there for my daughter, and have the flexibility to work whenever I wanted from home. And that is at the forefront of my mind every single day, every day.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. I know we've talked about this on many of them, but it does always come down to, you know, your excuses and how bad you want it. And it's just having, you know, I think I posted something on my live page today about self-discipline. If you have that, you can take on the world. And that means not, you know, getting up and doing something just because you don't feel like it, or you're afraid to do it, or maybe you don't have time. You know, the quote is you have time for whatever you make a priority, is what it comes down to. And the key factor for me is my to-do list. And it's the priorities that I have to do every single day for my business, for my family, obviously, and, you know, for the routine of my life. And working at home, it can be super difficult because you can have squirrels all the time. And I have to make sure I also get my workout in, because that's part of my job. That's accountability to myself and to the people that I coach who are also working out. So, and then I have my business, my messages, and everything else. And I have to do it at a set time. I have to do it before I go to bed every single day. And if I miss a day of that, then I think I'm failing my business, or failing my people too, because, you know, that's what I do, right?
Exactly. And I just have to give a quick shout out to Tony. She has been a coach with us for 5 weeks.
Awesome.
She has 5 kids, and she's on live listening while she's doing homeschooling with her 5 children. What excuses do you have?
Wow. And she's getting, well, it's obviously she made a choice to make this a priority, and learning. Obviously, personal development is a huge priority for me and stuff like this. And the books that I read and the things that I do to empower myself so I can grow and be better at things daily, are something that's part of my to-do list also. So I think, that the big secret is that to-do list. And I think that we need to talk about too is, not swaying from that by doing things that squirrel you, right? And spending hours and hours scrolling through Facebook, but not getting anything done. It's like you're on Facebook. Most people are on Facebook and, they're not getting paid. They're not doing, maybe not inspiring people, or they're maybe not doing anything productive, or they get sucked into an hour of looking at a friend's pictures of their dog or vacation or whatever it is. And yeah, that's okay to do, but that's something that's not going to further you toward your goal. And that's something that I know I had to really, grasp and put on my list and make sure that I checked off my list every single day, because it's so easy to get squirreled and it's so easy to get tied into all that busy work that you never get anything accomplished. You always feel like you're never finishing anything, and you're probably not.
Exactly. And it's really just dedicating time, which now that the kids are back in school, it's a lot easier to do that. I have a set schedule every day, and I know that you do too. I do those simple things every single day, day in, day out. And sometimes, it's nice when I can go and, like on Wednesday, I have a scheduled maintenance day. I'm kidding, the work's done. And it's nice that I'm able to do that. And I still, even on those days, I have something called an iPhone. I still work even when I'm out doing stuff. And I share that with people. Like Olivia and I went and got manicure, pedicure, had date night the other night. And, I was still on my phone answering messages when I had a chance. But, it's nice to be able to do that. And, just sticking to those same things every single day. Some days I do a lot more, and others days I don't, but I still stick to the minimum. And like you said, personal development is something that we do on a regular basis. I love listening to my Audible. Do you listen to your audiobooks on audible.com too?
Yeah, because then I can do a few things at the same time, and if I'm just, doing, that busy work, I can listen to my personal development, or, if I decide I'm taking a walk outside, I'm putting on my personal, or driving in the car. Those times when you have 10, 20 minutes in the car to get that in every day are so important to keep your mind focused, and always toward, the growth factor, growing toward more success. And I always want to learn how to organize myself better. And because we say that we're organized does not mean like you come into my house and you see everything perfect, because my kind of organization may not be the same as Charity's. I call it kind of a disorganized chaos, but I have a system that works for me. And, I can say just as the short end of it, my day, like, somebody asked me, what would my day look like, right? I get up in the morning and I have my coffee. And those of you who follow me know I have my coffee selfie. That time of day for me is a day of, it's the morning, I get up, I drink my coffee, I'm relaxing, and I'm kind of thinking about the things that I'm going to be doing all day. And, it's that quiet time before the kids wake up and you got to get them to school. So, and then usually once the kids are at school, I sit down and I go to my messages from the night before, things that I might have missed when I went to sleep or when I checked out, signed off for the night, and I'm working on anything new that pops up, ideas or things I'm working on. Morning time is a really good time for me to focus and get my workout done, always before it's time to get the kids from school. Actually, just before I got on here, I did my workout, and as soon as we're off here, I have to go get the kids from school. So my day consists of spurts, of work. And in between, it's my workout, because that's non-negotiable, making breakfast and doing laundry, and in between things that I do. It's multitasking sometimes, but when you have an iPhone, you think about it, you guys, you can pretty much kind of take it anywhere. And you see me, most of the time I'm sitting outside working, or I'm out by the pond, or I went to the beach, or those are the kinds of things. But my list still always gets done, because it's my job, and I need to have, I need to have a paycheck. I need to, it's your job. It's like a lot of people go to work for people, they're miserable in their jobs. They would never miss a single day. But when, girl bosses are running their business, it's the same for us. We can't miss a single day, because that means we're not doing what it is to grow up. We're not being girl bosses, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And really it's embracing what it means to be a girl boss and not making excuses, because a lot of times, like you were saying before, people say, oh, I don't have time. And really, that is an excuse. Everybody has the same amount of hours. Are you spending an hour or two watching the news every day, or playing silly games on your phone? If you have time to do that, then, or are you texting? Are you Facebook messaging? You could be turning that time into growing a successful business if you decide that you want it. And so when people tell me, oh, I just don't have time, I'm like, gosh, it's really up to you, because I found time when I was at home all day with my daughter and I had every reason to not be successful. I made the time.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. If I hadn't chosen to, to get up every day and message, people on Facebook and talk to people, I wouldn't be sitting here with Charity. 7 years ago, our anniversary was just like yesterday, which is so cool, It was like, oh my God. So it really is been 7 years, and we started talking to each other. And then all of the other people, it started, I started my business with a few people and passion, right? And because I've done that every single day for 7 years, every single day, my team and Charity's team of girl bosses have grown by the thousands. And that didn't happen because we made excuses of, well, I don't have time. We didn't, get healthy and fit because we didn't have time. We made the time to do it, no matter what.
Exactly. And you know what? I remind people of this all the time, that when we started 7 years ago, there was no training. There was nothing. There was Charity and Hillary on Facebook every day, sharing our love for our workouts, for our Shakeology, for whatever, talking to people. It was nothing special, no secret sauce. It was day in, day out, sharing what we love with people.
And helping pay that forward to other people, to add that's super important. And we just we were so excited about what we learned, because we figured out like the magic, of where, things happen. It's by, having your to-do list and having the self-discipline to stick to your to-do list. And no matter what your goal is, and I always parallel it to fitness, because if you want to get 100% of the results, you got to show up 100% of the time. You can't spend 20 minutes doing a workout and only half-assing it. You got to, if you're putting in the time, why wouldn't you go all in? If you want mediocre, you put in mediocre, you're going to get mediocre. If you put in your badass girl boss self, that's what you're going to get. And that's why we're sitting here 7 years from now telling you this, because that's what's true and it works,
Exactly. And it's pretty awesome that we have figured these things out. We know what works, and we teach that to our teams, because we didn't have that when we started. We didn't have any kind of special trainings or anything.
And we had Google and YouTube.
And there was Facebook too, and that's really what I used. And I know in the beginning, you and I both were doing a lot of videos, workout videos with our babies, and just sharing our lives. And that's why I love Facebook Live so much, because you have the ability to share your life in the more authentic way, because when we were doing recorded videos, like how many times did you record and delete?
Well, that's also part of, learning and growing. The first videos I did, I watched them and I'm like, oh my God, I look, but it's me, it's real. And not to say that my videos have become like these beautiful productions or anything, because I don't want people to see that. I want people to see me. I'm still doing my workouts, and now I can go on live and come into your living room like we're doing right now and talk to you in real time.
Exactly. It's amazing how technology has changed, and I love that we're able to share more authentically and just have these conversations and really be real and answer questions and share in a way that we've never been able to share before. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how, I know that you get this a lot too, but a few months ago, I got this message from a leader on my team, and she was so discouraged because somebody had decided not to order, and she lost her rank, and she was like this close from giving up. And I mean, how often does that happen, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's look at it this way. It doesn't matter what business you have, you're going to have customers that come and go. But if you've got 3 customers and you lose one, you're going to feel devastated. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that they won't come back. Just always check in and nurture them. Maybe they didn't, you weren't their cup of tea. You think of it on the positive side. And if you think of it in terms of that one person, there are billions of other people on Facebook who are like you. And if you let those kinds of things stop you, they don't pay your bills, those people. You let that stop you, not them. You're letting that get to you, because oftentimes people, maybe it wasn't for them. Maybe it wasn't their time. Like I said, maybe you weren't their cup of tea. That's okay. And you're not going to grow a business with just 3 people. And you're always, you've got to think about it in terms of, you're going to have people fall off their workout programs, and you're going to have people fall off, their commitment level to doing a business. Because when it comes down to it, the girl boss mindset is a 2%er entrepreneurial spirit. It's a mindset of winning. And Gary Vee, posted about it today, posted a good video, and it was having a winner's mindset. Entrepreneurs want to go out, they want to win every day, and they might fail, but that's winning to them. And if you're one of those people that's like, oh, well, I didn't get it done, so I'm just going to let it go for 2 days. That's a loser's mentality. That's not a girl boss. That's not an entrepreneurial mindset. That is not success-driven mindset.
Exactly. And that's what we are about. We are about not making excuses, but raising the bar on your life and expecting the best from yourself, because it is easy to set a big ass goal and then let yourself down because I had a bad day and somebody didn't order and whatever. Life happens, and that is part of being in business for yourself, is embracing that there will be difficult days. Hillary, has it been really easy for you from day one?
That's funny. And, to sit here, we've talked about it before, for me to sit here and say every day was like the most amazing day, heck no. Like I'm human, and I've had things in my life happen. I've had, people on my team quit. I've had customers disappear. I've had, lots of setbacks, but that's how I continued to learn and I continued to grow, because I woke up the next day and said, who else can I help today? And that's really how I look at my business, and how can I stick to that? And the only way I can do that is by my to-do list, which really keeps me on track. But I want to also add too, which has been really important, because it comes down to that discouragement thing, is we really decide how we let people treat us, okay? And I think that's an important part of having, the girl boss entrepreneur mindset, is you set up how you want to treat people. And if you want to be a business person from the start, you need to have your to-do list, you have to have your schedule, you have to have your non-negotiable times of the day that you do certain things. And it's just as simple as, Charity, we were talking about this earlier. It's like, the times that you answer emails, the times that you answer messages, because every time my notification went off when I got a message, if I stopped to answer that, I would be getting squirreled from anything that I was trying to work on in the present moment. Like early this morning, I was writing a blog post. And if I heard my message dinging, and if I had stopped to answer, I can guarantee you I would have been squirreled and not remembered it until 2 o'clock this afternoon, and probably wouldn't have gotten it done. Yeah. So I know for me, there's certain times of the day that I answer my Facebook messages or my emails, and you can't be on all the time because you'll never get anything done. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally. And I know for myself, I have those squirrel moments where I'm doing something, and then all of a sudden I'm like on another page on Facebook or somewhere else, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I just doing? And I have to really, it takes so much effort and wasted energy when you do have those squirrel moments to get yourself back on track, rather than staying really focused. I love what Chalene Johnson teaches, is just having those times where you put your phone in airplane mode, you turn off all notifications so you can really focus and be really dedicated to whatever that one task is. Because if you're really focused and giving it your all, it's going to be way more brilliant than it would have been if you're texting and Facebook messaging and all of that at the same time. Because we're women, we're multitaskers, and we pride ourselves in being able to do it, but our best work is done when we really truly focus.
Yeah, and you have that routine that you do. It's like, if I'm on the weekends, that's usually a time when I don't, I'll post things, but I'm not running back to look at who commented on it. And, I'm really not ever usually looking at emails or messages until Sunday, maybe even Sunday evening or Monday morning. And that's just part of, how I've set up. Because if you don't, you won't have, a schedule. You won't have time for yourself, and you will feel like you're never getting anything done, and you have to stick. Like I said, mine's kind of flexible because, I have to adjust for children, but it's pretty much stays the same. It's pretty much stays the same.
Yeah, and I know that we both struggled with this in the beginning where, we'd have our kids. And I know that you struggle with this too, because we've been on vacation in so many different locations together over the last 7 years that, sometimes we'll be in the middle of typing up a Facebook post, and our kids are like, please, please just be quiet. I'm trying to finish this. And, it's really trying to focus your energy on your business and focus your energy on your kids, and really trying to separate that, because my phone's ringing. I forgot to put it on do not disturb. So anyway, it's just really trying to focus your energy on one thing at a time, and having your family time and having your business time, and try not to intermingle the two. So your business is getting the attention, and your kids and your husband are getting the attention that they deserve, because in the beginning, I didn't have that, and I failed big time at that.
Oh, it was hard. I think it was hard, and it was a learning process, and that's why we're sharing with you guys now, because we went through all that, trying to figure it out, and, we didn't have somebody teaching us how to do it. It was kind of something that, as we learned from personal development, obviously from people that we mentor with, and, we've really figured out, and what I used to do all day and really kind of bounce around and not really have a great schedule, I do in half the amount of time these days, because I've set myself up systems, and I've set myself up that to-do list, and I have a routine, and it makes life so more freeing when you have a routine and you know what to expect. And of course, there's always going to be something that throws you off, but that's put in there to throw you off. And the strong people don't get thrown off from doing those things.
Exactly. And we teach our teams exactly what you need to do to be successful. And you don't need to have full-time hours to build this business. I mean, there are people on our team that work full-time and have 4 kids and go to school and do PTA and like do all kinds of different things. And they just break their hour up into a little here, a little there, a little here. And there's the beauty of the iPhone or whatever phone you have. It makes it super easy. So, I mean, it is really nice that we're able to teach that now because we figured it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, really, really simple. You know, it really is. It's really simple when you take away all the distractions and you really focus on what your goal is, and you have your what are the top 3 things that you do every day to help yourself work towards your goal? I mean, you have them for fitness, and then you have them for your business, and then you have them in your life. And if things come along that don't work out with that, you say no. Because oftentimes, I know I was, before I was doing this, 7 years ago, I tried to please everybody. I tried to say yes to everybody. I was watching everybody's kids. I was doing this. I was doing that. And what happened, and I was working a full-time job, what happened is I had no more time left for me. Yeah. And when I decided to build my business, I shut that all off. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm working, and I have, to grow for my family. And a lot of people didn't understand it because they'd be like, what, she's at home all day working out. What is she doing? And I said no. And if it didn't make me go, hell yeah, I want to do it, I said no. I learned to say no. And I'd say, hey, thanks for thinking of me. I'll get back to you if anything changes. I'll let you know. But that's it. It's okay.
I mean, that is a huge thing for women because we do try to be people pleasers, and you don't have to be a people pleaser. I learned to say no, and it feels really good. I am really careful about who I spend my time with, what I spend my time with on. My phone is reconnecting. Oh, there, we're back on. But having to get really good at really focusing and knowing what your priorities are and knowing when to say yes and when to say no is something that most women need to work on.
Oh, I mean, I think for me, that was the biggest thing. And if I hadn't done that so early on, and it wasn't easy, but once I got into that habit of not saying yes all the time, I felt better because I wasn't running around like a chicken with my head cut off, helping everybody else and then trying to catch up and do everything I was supposed to do. I was putting everybody else first before me and my family by doing that. And once I changed that and focused on my goals, that's when the magic, it happened, and it's so easy to do, but sometimes it makes some people, just make it so hard because they're worried about what everybody's going to think. And you know what? Other people don't matter. They don't pay your bills, and if they're not rooting for you and understand that also, time to cut the ties,
Exactly. Yes. Being very careful about that. And, realizing that it doesn't matter if people don't get you, if they don't support you, if they don't love you. A lot of times we have people in our business, and we weren't really planning on talking about this, but I think it's important to say that a lot of times our family members are the people that don't support us. And, I lived with somebody for a very long time, and I know that you did too, that they just really didn't understand it. Even, it didn't matter, like how big the paychecks got, it was still something that they never fully understood and supported us in. And that's normal. It happens a lot.
Yeah. And sometimes you almost have to, and with some people, it's just showing them and showing up. Obviously, it didn't work out like that for me and you, but I know, if you're talking about doing this thing all the time that you want to build your business, and I know this happens to people, is, their spouse supports them and they have people, their spouse is behind them, but really all they're doing is as a hobby and playing on Facebook for 2 years, and they're not growing a business and they're not earning a paycheck and they're not fully all in to making it a business. So I could see not getting the support and all that kinds of stuff. So, you have to go after it like a boss, for anything that you want, and you have to be willing to be non-negotiable about your goals, your priorities, and your values of what you want.
Exactly. And I know for myself that the more that I heard, you are never going to succeed at this thing, you are going to be a failure, you're just doing this for whatever reason, that for me, the girl boss in me is like, oh, I am going to prove you wrong. Just freaking watch me.
I was the same way. I felt the same exact way. And I don't know, I know that mindset for us both changed. Something happened and it clicked. We were just decided. And I was sick of those. I used that. I turned that into my motivation instead of my downfall, and I'm going to show them. They're gonna watch me on Facebook. They're gonna watch me do it on Facebook, and they have all those people that laughed about me doing my workouts. That maybe they laughed about my before pictures, before I had after pictures, and those people are the ones that come out and go, oh hi, 7 years later, and go, wow. And it's not going to happen in the beginning. People, misery loves company, you guys. And
exactly,
we have become, based on personal development and where we've grown with our business, we want to see people do well. I want to root people on, and I want to lift people up and show them that they can, that they can do this,
Exactly. Oh, that's strange. The camera just changed.
I'm trying to get like a good view here.
This is so weird. How did this happen? Well, anyway, we'll just keep on rolling.
I'm thinking, it's been pretty good. So
yeah.
I think that's like the secret sauce in, the to-do list. We could get off on like 4 other topics, I think.
We could go on and on and on. How did this change? This is so weird.
What did it change to
I
on
don't
your?
know. Look at my camera view changed. Well, it doesn't matter. Girl bosses just roll with it. You can see my real life. I have laundry right here. Real life, people.
Real life. So that's it, and hopefully, I wanted to say that next week we're going to work on having a guest.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have another girl boss guest that we've been working on, and we're going to bring that to you next week and share with you, another story of someone that we work with and someone that we know and somebody who has owned it and, stop making the excuses.
Exactly. Oh, and next week we'll have a different day and time.
Oh, Tuesday
Yep.
next week. Yeah. Just stay tuned and subscribe to our channels and you won't miss a thing. And so I guess that's it, Charity.
That's it. I am so glad we're doing these every week, and I hope that you all got something out of it. Please, like Hillary said, subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, comment below these videos, because these videos are really about you learning more and us helping you with the things that we've learned over the last 7 years.
Yeah. So, girl boss mindset. And if you're ready to be one, we're here to help you. And we're going to be sharing our free tips with you weekly. But if you really, really want to dive in and, make that change for yourself, create your plan B, create your life by design and have the freedom to work from home from your iPhone. Yeah. We're the girls. So, all right, guys. So happy Monday to you and see y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys. See you later.